The morning began like so many others. Streetcars rattled to life. Shopkeepers lifted wooden shutters still warm from yesterday's sun. Schoolchildren straightened their caps and hurried through crossings, thinking of lessons, not endings. Above them, far beyond human sight, one aircraft moved with terrifying calm. The Enola Gay cut through the sky, steady and unseen, carrying a weight no city in human history had ever borne. Hiroshima heard no sirens. There was no panic. Only routine. Then the sun fell. A light without mercy swallowed the city, white, absolute, inescapable. Shadows were burned into stone. Air turned solid, then violent. Buildings folded inward as if crushed by invisible hands. In a single breath of time, Hiroshima stopped being a place and became an event. Those who survived the flash did not understand what they were seeing. Fires bloomed everywhere at once, as if the earth itself had caught flame. The river filled with bodies, some lifeless, some still moving, clinging to the last instinct to cool burning skin. People wandered through streets that no longer had names, calling for mothers, children, husbands, voices dissolving into smoke. And while Hiroshima burned, the world did not yet know. Thousands of miles away, clocks continued to tick. In Washington. In Tokyo. On ships scattered across the Pacific. Messages had not arrived. Decisions, once set in motion, could not be stopped. For Japan's leadership, the first reports felt impossible. A single bomb. An entire city erased. Some refused to believe it. Others understood immediately, and feared what it meant. Even as Hiroshima smoldered, another device was already being prepared. Another aircraft fueled. Another crew briefed. The first blow had landed. The second was already approaching. Between them lay 72 hours. 72 hours in which warfare, diplomacy, morality, and the future of humanity would be rewritten. After the destruction, silence came. And it was worse than the noise. Survivors spoke of an unnatural stillness, as if the city itself had inhaled and forgotten how to breathe. Fires crackled. Ruins groaned. But human voices were scarce. Shock had stolen them. Doctors worked without medicine. Nurses tore their own clothing into bandages. People who seemed unharmed collapsed hours later, skin intact, bodies failing from within. There was no word yet for radiation. There was no understanding of what was killing them. In Tokyo, military leaders struggled to grasp the scale. Reconnaissance flights confirmed the unthinkable. Hiroshima had been destroyed without invasion, without fleets, without warning. Scientists spoke of forces never before unleashed. Army leaders argued. The Navy despaired. Still, no surrender came. Across the Pacific, American commanders waited. The bomb had worked, but the war had not ended. Weather reports were studied. Orders rechecked. Targets reconsidered. Kakura. Nagasaki. Each hour without surrender tightened the logic that had justified the first bomb. The world held its breath, unaware it was doing so. In Hiroshima, a black rain fell, oily, heavy, unnatural. Survivors drank it because thirst was stronger than fear they could not yet name. Trains no longer ran. Roads no longer led anywhere. Then the world shifted again. In Moscow, the Soviet Union declared war on Japan, reshaping the conflict overnight. Japan now faced annihilation from every direction. Still, the leadership remained divided. Some pleaded for peace. Others demanded endurance, even now. In the Pacific, a B-29 named Boxcar was readied. The crew did not debate history or morality. They followed checklists. They trusted orders. They believed, perhaps needed to believe, that this mission would end the war. Clouds erased Kakura from sight. The plane turned south. Nagasaki waited. On August 9th, at 11:02 a.m., a second sun was born. Hills softened the blast, sparing fragments of the city, but not its soul. Factories vanished. Neighborhoods ignited. People ran without knowing from what, or toward what. And for a brief moment, the world hesitated. 2 cities. 2 suns. 2 warnings. In Tokyo, the wait finally became unbearable. When Emperor Hirohito spoke, his voice was quiet, almost fragile. Many could barely understand the words. His voice had never been heard by his people before. Yet the meaning was unmistakable. Japan would surrender. Across the world, soldiers wept. Prisoners collapsed where they stood. Families gathered around radios in disbelief. The war was over. But peace did not arrive untouched. Hiroshima and Nagasaki remained. When journalists entered the ruins weeks later, they found a silence that clung to the air. Children without parents. Parents without children. Cities frozen in pain. Scientists measured damage. Politicians debated justification. The bomb had ended the war. But it had opened an age. An age of fear. 72 hours had changed everything. Borders hardened. Alliances formed. Nuclear weapons multiplied. Hiroshima and Nagasaki became symbols, not of victory, but of warning. The world moved forward. But it never forgot the light.